Rockstar has reportedly let go of around 30 employees following recent GTA-related leaks. And almost instantly, the internet did what it always does. It exploded with urgent headlines claiming that GTA 6 has been officially delayed once again. That alone sounds unsettling. And honestly, the overall situation around GTA 6 this year hasn't exactly felt calm or stable. Panic spreads fast. Social media fills up with shouting, speculation, and wild theories. At times, it genuinely feels like the game is about to vanish from the public radar all over again, with no clear timeline in sight. But today, we're not going to react emotionally. No doom posting, no panic clicks. Instead, let's slow everything down and take a cold, rational look at the real question that actually matters. Are there any solid, objective reasons to believe GTA 6 could truly be delayed again? Because at the same time, if the release is still on track, most of us are already mentally preparing for launch, counting the days, rewatching the trailer, breaking down every frame like it's a crime scene. And before we go any further, there's one crucial thing we need to understand about Rockstar. Despite their secrecy, they are far more predictable than most people realize. Yes, they're a closed studio. They rarely talk to the community, almost never address rumors directly, and they operate behind locked doors. But when you zoom out and study their history, their past releases, their marketing cycles, their long periods of silence, a clear pattern emerges. Rockstar always moves the same way. They work quietly, they don't rush, and when they finally show something, it's never a rough prototype or an experimental build. What you see is already a game in a very advanced state of development. That's exactly why the first GTA 6 trailer looked so incredibly polished. There was no feeling of an early project. The animations felt expensive and cohesive. The weather systems were complex and dynamic. Reflections were stable and clean. NPC crowds looked dense, alive, and genuinely diverse. Those aren't signs of a project that just started. That's what near final production looks like. Rockstar simply doesn't reveal unfinished games. They might show less than fans want, but when they do show something, it's already close to the final vision. So the fact that Rockstar went silent again after the first trailer shouldn't scare anyone. For them, this silence isn't a red flag, it's business as usual. A massive wave of noise also surrounded Take-Two's investor call that took place on November 6th. For some reason, a lot of people convinced themselves this would be some kind of mini-game showcase, as if investors were about to be treated to a brand new trailer, fresh screenshots, or at least some dramatic GTA 6 statements. But that's not how investor calls work, at all. These meetings aren't made for fans. They're dry, technical conversations about revenue, projections, fiscal years, and long-term business strategy. No hype, no reveals, just numbers and expectations. And this is where we reach a detail that most people completely overlook. In Take-Two's official financial outlook for fiscal years 2025 and 2026, GTA 6 is still listed as a 2026 release. That matters a lot. If the game were internally planned for another delay, Take-Two would be legally required to update those forecasts. They didn't. The wording stayed the same. The projections stayed the same. The numbers didn't move. From the publisher's perspective, that means the development schedule has not changed. There's another signal here that casual players rarely notice, but people inside the industry immediately recognize. When a game on the scale of GTA appears on the horizon, the entire industry starts adjusting around it. And right now, we're already seeing major publishers quietly moving their own projects away from late 2026. This is standard practice. No one wants to launch anywhere near a new GTA. We saw the exact same behavior with GTA 5. We saw it again with Red Dead Redemption 2. When Rockstar claims a release window, everyone else backs off rather than gamble. And the fact that this is already happening strongly suggests that Rockstar is privately confirming to partners that the target date is real. Now, let's go back to what the trailer itself actually showed us. The driving physics looked noticeably more complex and grounded than in previous entries. Steering angles are wider. Vehicles react to weight, inertia, and traction in a way that feels far more systemic. When the character jumps out of a moving car, The body responds with proper physics instead of snapping into a canned animation. These aren't placeholder systems. They aren't temporary solutions. Mechanics like this are usually built, refined, and polished closer to the end of production. Rockstar would not put them on display if they were still in an early or unstable state. The world itself also looks unusually cohesive. Lighting behaves consistently. Shadows move naturally with the sun. Reflections don't break or flicker. NPC crowds respond to the environment and to each other. Normally, these are the exact elements that expose an early build. They glitch, disappear, or feel artificial. Here, none of that is present. Even small details like crowd reactions or environmental behavior feel like they've already gone through final polish passes. And there's one more crucial detail worth mentioning. Over the past months, Rockstar has been steadily increasing the scale of its internal playtesting. This is extremely important. Studios don't ramp up testing when a game is still being assembled. Large-scale playtesting begins when a project is playable from start to finish, when core systems are locked in and the team is focused on balance, stability, and bug fixing. That's yet another indirect but very strong indicator that GTA 6 is deep into its final stage of development. One more major myth needs to be shut down: the idea that GTA 6 is being built on a completely new engine. That's simply not true. The game is running on an evolved version of Rockstar's Rage engine, the same technological foundation that powered GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. This is critically important. In the game industry, the most brutal delays almost always come from engine transitions or massive tech overhauls. That's not what's happening here. Rockstar is working on a battle-tested framework they understand inside and out. That alone dramatically lowers the risk of catastrophic technical setbacks. Another popular misconception is that the 2022 leaks somehow threw development into chaos. Rockstar itself addressed this directly. Those leaked clips were old, mostly from 2019, and represented early, pre-alpha footage. The leaks didn't slow development down. If anything, they simply forced Rockstar to publicly acknowledge the game's existence earlier than planned. The actual production pipeline kept moving forward. Some fans also find Rockstar's silence after the first trailer unsettling. But if you look at the studio's history, this is completely normal. Before GTA 5, there were long stretches of silence. Before Red Dead Redemption 2, almost an entire year passed with barely any new information. Rockstar has always followed the same marketing rhythm. The first trailer ignites hype, the second focuses on story, then gameplay comes later, and only after that do pre-orders begin. Right now, we are in the exact same phase we were in with their previous major releases. Nothing about this is unusual. Another detail that often goes unnoticed: both Sony and Microsoft are already factoring major console sales spikes into their financial expectations for 2026. Companies at that level don't build forecasts around rumors or Twitter speculation. That tells us there is real communication happening behind the scenes and the timelines align. If you look closely at the character animation, especially Lucia, the level of polish becomes impossible to ignore. The way she moves, interacts with objects, how her hair and clothing respond dynamically, these aren't early passes. These are final or near final animation systems. And traditionally, this is the kind of work that happens at the very end, once the core of the game is already complete. The sheer size of the map isn't a red flag either. Rockstar plans its worlds years in advance, uses modular design, and distributes development across multiple teams. Even complex systems like Animal AI, which we already saw in the trailer, point toward late-stage development. Animals are among the hardest systems to implement in open-world games, and studios never showcase them casually during early production. And finally, the most important point of all, neither Rockstar nor Take-Two has ever hinted at another delay. The language in their reports hasn't changed. Confidence hasn't dropped. Expectations remain exactly the same. If there were even a slight risk of another postponement, those documents would be far more cautious in tone. Everything we see right now points in one direction. The game looks mature, the industry is adjusting around it, partners are informed, financial strategies are built with this release in mind. Yes, Delays can always happen. No project is immune to unforeseen issues. But at this moment, there is no serious evidence suggesting GTA 6 is heading for another delay. Chances are the previous postponement really was the last one, and Rockstar is moving steadily, confidently toward a 2026 release. So if you're tired of panic headlines and fake urgency, remember this: Rockstar doesn't rush, and they don't speak unless they're ready. When they move with purpose. This is Jason Duvall, and on this channel, we cut through the noise, the rumors, and the clickbait and focus on what actually matters. If you want clear breakdowns, real industry signals, and no pointless hysteria, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one.